if I ever do attempt pre-Hooktail Pit, I have zero confidence that I would actually be able to do it completely.
I'm not expecting it to get like first try myself.
If I actually did do that, would either of you actually want to be there and listen to me in voice chat to do?
Just would depend on the time, really.
Yeah. Okay, so we appear to be
No one
live.
ever
We
is
don't have to
convenient.
wait
Hello,
anymore.
everyone.
Even though it says wait.
Yes, yeah, that was the joke.
Remind
Doki
me to
Doki
get
Panic
YouTube
joke.
chat up if I need to.
Yeah, both YouTube and Twitch should be working on screen today. So long as we're watching a video, the chat should be visible. Let me actually watch my game rather than the very delayed Twitch to play the game.
You know, it might be. I wonder if it's like stressful doing live streams where you can't read chat or like hear anyone else because you don't know if you're actually streaming sometimes.
Yeah. Hey Clifford, what's up? All right, now let's. Okay, we need to decide here. Is this Skysland or is it Skyland with a silent S?
Where's the?
I would say Skysland.
Yeah, I would too.
See, that was always my thought until I last stream. It's like, oh, but it's a pun on island. So,
True. It's the Sonic 3
go
Hydro City debacle all over
it's
again.
definitely Hydrocity, even though it's totally not.
But I've always said a Hydro City. It's a city underwater. What more do you want?
I've said the same thing, honestly.
Like, logic would dictate that, but, like, Hydrocity is just objectively cooler sounding.
Well, in the game, it's like one word, but then in, like other games, when they reference it, it's like Hydro Space City, so there's really no way to know.
Heh. This guy doesn't shoot clear across the screen like he did in the secret
Sonic,
level.
it's Angel Island.
Yeah, basically. I promise I won't combo every single enemy into oblivion. But I'm low on gems,
Which
man.
I've been trying to do, playing Mother 3.
At least then, sometimes you have to worry about actually keeping a party member alive, so you have in-game reasons to not go, like, forever.
Gosh, it annoys the heck out of me when people are playing Earthbound or Mother 3 and they always try and heal with Ness or Lucas. I'm like, they're the slowest character, you're not gonna get it in time. That's what Boney is for.
We're not talking about anyone in particular, obviously.
Oh no, it's been like with everyone I've seen play these games.
I've only played Mother 3 through completely once.
I'm just like, I hope people eventually realize how slow Ness is.
So yes, this is the thing that would have been incredibly useful against those, like, wall things in the secret level last time. Because you can fire it slightly...
bombs.
You can fire it slightly upward. Means you're not sitting ducks trying to approach from below. That was quite obnoxious. And yes, you have to match a lot of things to get them to turn big like that, but they do ridiculous damage. They also cost.
Hope bombs do.
They also cost a lot more super energy than most of the projectiles.
You know, I hope it's easy when you have to get it in between like little nooks like that.
I don't recall having to do that a lot, mostly because, like, when you die, you respawn with the default projectile, so they can't really force you to use any of them. Yep, ye old game of keep all of the stuff low on the screen. See, where were these hearts last time? Look at all those hearts! It's like 4 of them! Alright. Let's see if
you know, I wonder if there's some sort of like algorithm that gives you less hearts in those levels.
See these full-sized bombs and the ridiculous amount of damage they do. Wow, didn't even kill. That was very disappointing. Can I make it there? I feel like I broke a block or something at some point. I don't think I can actually make it there.
It's like, are you looking for hidden blocks?
Oh yeah, you can get enough
like Mario
speed off of a wall kick. Yeah, sometimes these...
Now that's a very Mega Man
Wall
X
kick
sort of
will
secret.
work.
Some of these chests will have, like, power-up switches, so you can choose which projectile you want on the fly. I guess enemies drop them, too. Maybe they're really subtly trying to hint. Maybe get the normal projectile now, just to show that you can swap it. Go away, Mr. Skull Guy. I really hate having to do the. I hate having to do the downward stab on these, but it's the only way to guarantee you get them without getting hit yourself.
I can't imagine there's too many times where you're gonna use that a lot.
Yeah, it's like really like makes you vulnerable, almost as much as the fourth hit. No, probably more than the fourth hit. The standard combo.
I haven't played Zelda 2, but being able to like pogo stick on top of enemies with the downward stab looks so fun. Or DuckTales, I never played that either.
I say I had to have been pretty close to killing that guy.
Do you feel like this game tends to like use a lot of like the same enemies?
I mean, early on, yeah. There's more variety later.
Yeah, I figure. I'm just wondering. It's just like how often they're gonna use like these enemies we've been seeing. Oh, here's a speaking of, here's a new one.
He just sits there waiting for me right at the top of that pit.
You know, for a sec I thought there was like a secret down there, but then I realized it was just like an enemy block like poking out from the bottom screen.
Oh yeah, that's kind of obnoxious. I didn't even notice that.
It just made me think, it's like, is there a secret down that pit?
Ah, well, that's one way to end a combo.
I mean, you hit 99. I don't think there's much left to prove.
You get more gems if you keep it above 15 forever. Okay, I need to match some of these eventually.
Definitely looks satisfying getting like 4 enemies at once.
Dang it! It couldn't be done with those guys. Some of these just last a bit longer than they need. Especially since this one's not even particularly threatening.
I love these bright animations though.
What? There's an enemy at the top of the puzzle? Who would have guessed? It's not like there's like 15 of them in there. Alrighty, now we can progress. This would be a ridiculous amount of super meter I just gained if I didn't have a full bar already.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't see you using that anytime soon.
Yeah, they make a lot of use of these turret things in this world. Yep, that was very close to a hit.
Yeah, it's like something Castlevania does, putting like projectile shooting things at the top of staircases or places where you can't reach them.
I don't remember you getting that much momentum off of a wall kick, but apparently you do. Whoop! There's a bottom bath, apparently. I wonder if I should check that out.
I mean, last stream, that's where all the secrets were.
Except the one that you had to wall kick for. I would have been very mad if that were destructible terrain under me. And now I can actually get out.
Or if you just threaded yourself between those two platforms there.
Yeah. Fine. Just take this secret chest. Up. I don't think I can match that time. Yep, that guy made it out. Patiently wait. Rather than get comboed by that guy. They did not give you a lot of time to hit this guy. And grab the wall.
Probably want to shoot him.
Yeah. He's just awkward.
Just take it the slow way.
Alright, I have bombs. Forgot about that. Why did I do that? That was objectively the wrong thing to do. Get these guys out of here. Almost let another one escape. Up! Didn't see the orange one. Shoot, he's almost certainly out by now. Yeah. Normally there aren't this many enemies near the top. This is what happens when you have that enemy gauntlet so early in the level.
Yeah, I never thought about that. It's like the other challenge those gauntlets provide, is having a lot of puzzles to deal with.
Okay. I really need to... How did that bomb not hit that guy?
Is he invincible from the top?
I don't... Oh, maybe. I didn't even think about that.
I was like, is that helmet for show, or is it actually a thing?
No, that very much hit him from the top. I must have just missed a bunch somehow.
You know, those large bombs haven't been proving themselves, have they?
Not really. I could have shot him way... Well, not really, because he sits below the platform. Boy. These block layouts are not helping me with these annoying enemies. Alright, that'll... Woo! Dang it! Forgot I had that. Alright, I'm switching back at the first opportunity. These bombs are very conditionally useful. Also, wow, I am just taking so much damage! Let's not die this far into a screen.
Yeah, that would kind of be best.
That should do it. Nope, not quite. I don't want to match the heart because I'm about to hit bar. There we go. Oh, sure. Drop it into a pit, why don't you? Yeah, that'd be a place to die. Literally one step from the end of the screen.
Happens all the time in Mega Man, where they put the most difficult challenge right in front of the boss door.
Oh, interesting. If you jump lightly enough off these, you don't get them to fall. I wouldn't have expected that much detail in falling platforms. I don't need that yet. You get down here. I don't quite understand that shape at the top. Look how it solved itself! Because I left some blocks in position to be solved. It just solved itself with me on the top screen.
That shape there looked like it's like a gotcha thing. It's like, oops, you solved it too much.
I know. It's like, I feel like that wasn't the intent. I really want the default projectile back. It'd save me so much trouble. Thank you for not walking 2 inches closer to the edge there, Mr. Blob guy. For once I aimed well. The bomb looks so much cooler if you actually do things nicely, though. Oh. You got me curious, game. What's down here? Oh, can I even get in there from here? There we go. There must be a way around here at some point. This is a very long alternate path.
Have we seen those portals before? I don't remember.
Yeah, we saw one. It's basically just a bunch of extra gems. Thank you, game, for giving me 2 skull guys to match and never a third. There wasn't an entrance there, was there?
I don't think so.
Boy, is this a long section. I have to backtrack.
I'm not seeing anything.
Eh.
I guess they want you to zigzag.
But yeah, like I said, the first few worlds of this game are all very much like Hailfire Peaks, sort of like, let's take 2 things and mash them together. This is the Marsh Spooky Zone, which I guess is not that uncommon. Then there's the Sky Ruins.
I mean, it fits the whole explorer thing it's got going on.
Yeah. Let's get...
You know, I actually watched the Luigi's Mansion AGGQ speedrun yesterday.
Yeah, same.
Well,
You can beat that game in like 10 minutes if you do out of bounds glitches.
Yeah, but I like the more complete categories. 100% sass.
It's so satisfying, like, seeing the trick to keep booze in a single room.
Yeah, I actually.
Because I really wish I knew that when I was a kid.
I tried to do that the last time I played Luigi's Mansion. I did not.
I imagine it's harder than it looks.
I did not actually think you had to release.
am I misremembering, or is this a different well, not that you guys would know, but like, is this a different background music than was playing in the puzzle outside of this area? I feel like it was.
Does the music change when you go in these areas?
Maybe. Like, the background music does,
maybe.
yeah, normally, but
I
weird
mean,
that it would
make sense
change
since
in the
you're kind
puzzle,
of
too.
Some sort of weird dimension.
It sounds like a 50s kind of like commercial PSA thing. It's a ridiculously huge gems here. 28 apiece.
Is this like Bowser's Inside Story when you go at the bottom screen and the music is like a different variation of the current theme?
No, there's like 4 or 5 different tunes that are all just totally unrelated. They sound like kind of like dance-ish music. I don't know how to like describe it beyond that. Yeah, that was a different tune. Why did they change it? Are all of those like sub-areas somehow distinct?
Probably. Like I said, it would make sense.
So many hearts. Please stay on the screen when I need you. Alrighty, game. Well, that is a fast-moving platform. For this game, at least. Guess I should follow the arrow.
You know, it's a good thing they put those platforms there, because it's like, the amount of times a Mega Man X game has you drop down somewhere only to fall on top of spikes is the worst.
I guess I could guess that that tree in the background is sitting on top of ground. But who knows, maybe it was just meant to be very decorative foliage.
It's the kind of thing Super Metroid did where they would use like foreground elements to like signal, hey, maybe you should do this move here. Or look around this area.
Yeah, I wonder how much of that was intentional, and how much of that, like, some of it definitely was, but, like, how much of it is just,
Yeah, no.
like, really coincidental.
Like, I just always remember that one piece of seaweed where you want to shine Spark and Meridia for a missile tank.
Backtracking to something there. Okay, these are falling. Why weren't the ones in the other level? Like, those are like frame-perfect jumps.
Yeah, maybe it's like a frame-perfect jump you have to do.
Oh, those are definitely all falling. I was barely hitting those platforms. Is this the actual path? Did I miss something over to the right? Or is this just a really mazy level?
It seems like you're doing like a bunch of zigzags in this level.
That's more or less what we were trying to do. That got me a lot of super meter. Ah. Leave that bomb alone for now.
I'm still surprised there's no like difference between young and old Hatsworth.
Other than number of hearts.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, they could give you... I mean, young Hatsworth has a robot. You never see it. But it's there. I promise I'll have to show it off at some point, more than I am now.
This just makes me want a Mario spin-off in this exact style with Toadsworth.
With
Wouldn't
Toadsworth,
that
the
be
playable character?
Yeah, right?
Heck. I'd take Captain Toad. I'd have to retcon some jumping physics
Gotta
into
give him something to be
there, but,
relevant
like,
these days.
well, he's had games on 3 different platforms. Sorry, he's had game on 3 different platforms.
Yeah.
What game? Just gonna make me choose? Okay, this is... this is not the best angle on what's below here.
Not a happy landing.
Hooray for no fall damage.
Now we've totally skipped the top path once again. There must be so much more to this level, and it doesn't have a secret exit. I don't think it does. Maybe it does, and it's just not one I can do at the moment. I was hoping we could just combo perfectly around that. That was totally avoidable. Okay. Let's take care of the projectile guy first.
Ranged
Me when
enemies
fighting
in
Simon
games-
online.
Ranged enemies are just some of my most annoying grievances, to be honest.
Said everyone fighting Simon or Richter.
I don't have a problem with the Belmonts.
I haven't actually, like, I've hardly played Smash Online.
Yeah, I've yet to really dabble in that either.
Yeah,
Other
same.
than a handful of...
You guys really... We should do some at some point. Maybe.
I definitely plan on doing like an arena match at some point on this stream.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
no,
don't expect me to.
Yo, if you're gonna do that, JD Easter, I might have to actually share my Switch friend code.
I'm sharing. Mine is visible on the Discord.
Yeah, it's in the Discord. I sent you a request. I don't remember if you got that. It was like
Don't
a while
recall.
ago.
I probably haven't.
I think I said it during one of your Kirby streams. I was like, let me just do this now before I forget.
Yeah, I just haven't played online with friends yet, so
Yeah.
besides Cappy in that one stream of his.
I've
Again,
played with,
if that ever goes on YouTube, don't watch the first 2 sets. Or the first 2 matches.
You get bodied, don't you?
No, the second one was totally not my fault. The first one was, but the second one was totally me having the wrong controls.
Hazards or something.
No, I just didn't have my controls set up properly, and I kept tap jumping.
Why is that a thing? Does anyone like tap jump?
You'd be surprised.
Maybe if you play with Wiimotes.
My ex-roommate Kyle, one of his friends actually likes tap jump.
Well, I mean, if you're used to it, like, no problem. But it's just like really obnoxious that like
Yeah,
you
no.
can't. I don't know if I didn't have my default set or if it just doesn't respect them in an arena match if you don't have your name set. And arena
think that's
matches
it.
don't show your name like that you're actually using. They show your username, which is not my tag or any tag, because I don't think you can have tags as long as JDA 64. I think they're 8 characters max.
I
Have
don't
JD
think-
Easter 6.
Yeah. JDA star 64 with the star
Yeah.
symbol, if that's acceptable. That's the usual fallback.
Or just get rid of the E, JDA Easter. It's usually the first letter people take out is the E.
Humorously, like, online people have historically, well, that was not what we wanted to do. Good thing that wasn't that a long screen. I don't remember how far that
Killed
was.
by the bottom of a spike.
Yeah, kind of jumped into it. This death, not in a really, like, early secret area you're really not meant to be going to yet.
I'm noticing a trend with the secret areas in this game. It's like, come back later, please.
Really? How long was this screen? I don't even remember how long ago this was.
Yeah, I kind of forget that there are screens in this.
Okay.
What is a screen?
Okay, that wasn't that far. This is where I died. We're gonna center ourselves better this time. That doesn't happen again. I like how I got a life right where I died. I wonder if it does that on purpose. Also,
It's
wow.
just like,
Look at all these
sorry
enemies I
about
didn't
that, but we
combo.
got you.
This is why you
It's just like, we
combo.
got you.
Yeah, right? You just shaved off like a minute there.
No, I mean, like, look at this bottom screen. This is what happens when you don't combo.
Oh,
You get enemy blocks and have
Okay,
to
now
deal
that
with
I've
them for
actually
as
looked
long
down
as the comboing would take. Not actually true, but like... I'm just getting rid of the heart blocks because they're the only thing left to combo with, make 3 blocks with. Oh, that guy shot a lot faster than I expected. Did I just get a heart? I must have had a heart match like after I took that hit because I'm at full still. That's kind of humorous.
I think you did. I don't know. I missed it.
That
Love how the gems just look like rupees. Yeah, and then I forget this game has lives.
Yeah, they'll come into play later. Not so much now. Like, this game,
Again, sounds like Zelda 2.
like, I don't remember too much about what the... Wow. Actually, I wonder if there's something further down, or if that just takes me back to the earlier part of the level. I was in the middle of saying something, and I forget what.
Something about lives, maybe.
Oh yeah. Like, this game, I remember the reviews praising it for all manner of things, and saying that the one thing that came up more than anything else was, like, the difficulty spikes in this game are ridiculous. And I seem to remember that being, like, the same as my experience.
What happened? You lose all your lives?
I don't know, because I don't think that ever happened. I rage quit before it got to that point. So many things. don't want to waste all these hearts. But at the same time, there are like so many on screen right now. Trick is making a 5 combo with these 4 hearts and something in the middle. I appreciate that all the hearts are the same color, so it's going to be really hard to match them individually. Alright, well now it might not make a difference.
Don't know what you could have done there.
And not charge directly at him, probably. Jumped over him, is this? Yes. Oh, this guy's new. Does a lot of damage, if I remember correctly. Yeah,
Not that that matters, you just juggle everything.
Yeah, well, he'll block projectiles, and that spear is both long and does a lot of damage, so...
At least it's slow moving.
You gotta love these blinky...
Which is not what I expect from throwing a spear.
Gotta love these blinky hearts telling you how ridiculous your combo is at the moment. That was a waste. Lucky they keep spawning him on the same side.
What a way to introduce a new enemy. It's like, here's a new enemy, here's 5 of that enemy now.
Oh, those aren't gonna hit. I don't know why that spear just disappeared. Maybe I cancelled it out with my own projectiles.
Do things eventually in this game start doing like 2-3 hearts of damage regularly?
Yeah, like, I mean, that 1 heart of damage that those projectiles do is already a fair amount to have to deal with.
Yeah, I know, right?
Depending on the enemy layout. But no, yeah, things regularly start doing 1.5.
Wait, is this gonna become a 3-heart run like a Zelda game? Or just everything late game might as well be an insta-kill?
Oh no, it never gets to that point. Although if you play Gentleman mode, which is like New Game Plus, you take an extra heart from everything. So those little projectile guys do 2 hearts every time they hit you. So you really have to... Okay, these are the not folly type of platforms again. I don't understand what the difference is. Like, just to
Maybe
verify,
Hatsworth is
yes,
lighter.
these... Oh, maybe. I doubt it.
I mean, that was a joke, but... If it's actually a thing, hey.
Like, I clearly jumped off of that, and then I didn't just there. So some of them are more sensitive than others.
I'm just like genuinely wondering, is like... Just what I'm saying is like, younger Hatsworth just slightly more agile? I can't really tell.
That would be really funny. I mean, it could be like a Superstar Saga thing, where like the Ultra Hammer actually does more damage on average.
Yeah, one of those things that exists, but you probably never notice.
It's so subtle, and it's only the solo attacks. How often are you doing solo hammers at the end of Superstar Saga? And I assume that probably didn't.
Answer: not very.
I assume that didn't
When are you
carry
doing
over into
any
the remake.
solo attacks late game?
I actually make use of the hand powers from time to time.
Oh, yeah,
Well, yeah, because the I don't know, the hand specials kind of suck, save for Thunder Bros.
Except in the remake, they're all right, and they're much faster.
Yeah,
Fire Bros
I'm
doesn't
so
take
thankful.
Fire Bros doesn't take 2 eternities to finish.
It's like I love Advanced Fire Bros, but it's like, man, this takes forever.
I know, the payoff is almost worth it.
It's so satisfying, but jeez.
Did that actually do half a damage? No, that did a damage and a half, and I immediately healed a heart.
Yeah.
I had to test. It's like, that seems hard to believe for how much of the screen that takes up. That they wouldn't make you respect it a little bit more than that. Oh, of course, this is after I cleared out all of the stuff. It's been a while since we've seen Weaselby. Surely he's got to be at the end of one of these levels. That was entirely on me.
Good old knockback.
I forget if last week we actually kind of compared Weasley to Count Cannoli and Mario Master of Disguise.
Yeah, but not that
I
I've
feel
actually
like
played that game.
we should just compare him to someone different every game.
Okay, he's Lord Crump. How about that? Just cycle through all the rival characters.
No, but he's actually the boss, though, in this case.
Yeah, he's Lord Crump.
Pretty sure Lord Crump was not the final boss. I mean, I guess I'm giving away the hand here, but like, he was the direct mastermind over the first chapter boss, so clearly he's a bigger deal than Lord Crump. I mean, I guess you could say that about Grotus too, but I mean, maybe Grotus is the actor? Not really. More like Junior Troopa in terms of just sheer frequency of fighting him.
Yeah, I was about to say, actually.
These guys have a lot of HP too. Like, you really have to combo them a bit. I like that they like fall through like they are no longer no longer like get hit by walls and ceilings and the like once you've actually like depleted their HP, so then you can just combo them ad nauseum so long as you have enough room to jump. Doesn't matter if they bounce too high.
Love this like escalation of challenge. It's like now here's these enemies with bottomless pits and the falling platforms.
Yeah, we've definitely entered the this is not absolutely trivial part of the game already. And even the first world is harder than I made it look, I feel. It's just nothing does enough damage that you're ever in too much danger.
It looks like it'd be bad if you fell in any of those like spike pits in the first world.
This is true.
Because you don't have the wall jump.
They were fairly few and far between. The enemies guarding them were not quite as obnoxious. I feel like these guys take extra damage from projectiles, and that may be why they take so long to kill with the sword.
Oh, does this game have, like, weakness tables?
It probably does. Aha. So these are like those Kirby Canvas Curse style buttons you have to press. That only let you through if you match up the colors.
So, what's Kirby Dream Course like? I noticed Vinny was playing that.
Oh, I have
interesting.
not gotten around.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I'm just like, what is this game?
It's basically mini golf.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's
Except
most
you have all the
Or
classic
Super
Kirby
Monkey Ball?
powers and such.
yeah, you do have
I
like
guess.
yeah, you have copy abilities and so forth. I think that just ends the challenge as soon as you match up the puzzles.
All right, so folks in the stream, I'm actually playing Pokemon Ultra Moon in the background. I actually completely forgot that you don't fight only with Pokemon in the Observatory.
Yep,
I hardly know anything about Ultra Sun and Moon.
you're further along than I ever got.
If you bought the game, you're further than I've ever gotten.
This is my second run through.
But yeah, Dream Course is really, really fun to play multiplayer. That'll be an awesome game
Oh yeah, absolutely.
to play if it does end up coming to the NES Online
Oh, so in
app
the same, in
eventually.
the same league as Air Ride.
I mean, it's a different experience than Air Ride.
It's pretty fun. I would say that Air Ride is probably a little more fun. I'm not sure.
Air Ride is entirely dependent on who you're playing with.
Gosh, I haven't played it in so long.
I still own my copy. I got everything on every checklist.
I never did that. I was never nearly good enough at actually driving to do the Air Ride and Top Ride
Granted, I did
modes.
have to use a couple of the purple balls because there were some challenges where it's like, oh my god, why? Like, where you have to suck up,
Oh, the good old Sakurai challenge board.
And I'm just like, how do you do this?
What was the challenge that you skipped?
Suck up 5 normal enemies that are not supposed to give you powers. Like,
There are definitely
like
courses you can
fire.
do that at.
like the frickin' Paragoomba things, basically.
Paragomba things. There are definitely courses you can do that on pretty easily. Like, I just gave
Those
up on some of the actual skills
called?
required to drive ones.
I don't know what those things are called.
Which are we talking about? The pink things? The Bronto birds?
Bronto birds? That's what
Yeah.
they're called, right?
Yeah, they're the pink things.
Oh, dang it! I finished the level with an extra life in the puzzle. I was about... I tried to hit X.
I mean, you have 20, so, you know.
Yeah, but
What's
like...
21 gonna make?
It's the principle.
I do know how it feels, trust me.
How am I gonna finish
Dollar,
the...
dollar.
Oh, we have cutscenes? Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, this game has story.
This guy.
That character design is great.
What the f... Who is this Johnny Bravo knockoff?
Lance Banson.
It's like if Johnny Bravo and the Crimson Chin fused.
Oh my god, do not remind me of the Crimson Chin. Jesus.
Presumably we fight this guy at some point again. Oh, I should go shopping with my 3,000 gems. Or at least seeing what the shop has to offer. I'm gonna go with the extra heart next, probably. Oh, let's do this. It's good and cheap.
What's that do again? I didn't read the description fast enough.
It makes it so that if you take damage, you gain more super meter back. It's nice for damage boosting to full health. And now the introduction is this guy.
Love the top hat. It makes me think of Mario Odyssey enemies.
Yeah, he takes up more space in the puzzle, too.
That's pretty clever. Haven't seen that before.
Yeah, here they start giving you these guys on both sides of the screen.
Shoutouts to these life drops.
Let's bring out the robot. We haven't done it yet this world.
Yeah, I forgot about that thing.
Look at the timer sound is still going on in the background.
Still love that Union Jack background.
Okay, we're probably gonna need the platform, so let's save some of our super meter. Where did that guy die in one hit before? Weird. Well, let's just leave that guy alone. He's not doing any harm.
Though we might now.
Oh, he's definitely not doing any harm now that I stopped him in place. I think I hit that puzzle thing before it even showed up.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like, did you miss that target there? Oh no, you just hit it off screen.
Gotta love the cross-screen combos. I can totally whiff and continue it. Alright, we need to get these guys off the top of the screen at some point. There we go. Ah! I was trying to knock him off the platform.
That was funny.
Yep. I think that guy's dead. Don't.
That looked particularly satisfying.
Shame when it only takes one hit to kill. Yeah, those guys are really susceptible to projectiles. Like, those projectiles do not do that much damage. I wonder if it's only the upward swings that split them apart like that, or if it's only the first one of these that doesn't split.
Reminds me of the Stalfos in Wind Waker. I'm like, how many people know you can, like, cut these guys in half?
Keep getting stuck underneath, like, the little, like, lip in the wall over the targets. I really need to stop dropping these guys on the lower platforms.
It almost, like, seems very intentionally designed that way.
Oh, you have to hit the hat. That's probably what it is. You hit the hat to split them up.
So, just ignore the hat then?
Okay, I was AFK for a bit, but I'm back.
Is there a reason for all of these gems at the top of this one in particular?
Bombs, maybe? I don't know. Or do those just drop when you're done?
Yeah, I imagine they just drop when I'm done, but, like, why? A lag! This game was not built for this.
But it's so well animated.
Good night. How did I gain that much super hit? Combo ended. I thought I was about to run out of energy, so I didn't bother stopping it early. The combo got me way up top again. And I got so many enemies during that that I basically filled the whole meter up again. Alright, game, you win. I'll take the bomb. And the music has changed once again. But really bizarre. I could have.
Love that statue there.
I know. I bet you I could have hit that through the wall if I'd been thinking. Am I supposed
Do
to?
projectiles go through walls? I forget.
No, but they're like I might have been able to like do something that had an area of effect that ranged like through the wall. The slip of death. Why do I have to backtrack all that way, which is entirely possible?
The Luigi death.
Nope. Okay, now I just go back that way. Ah! If I jumped to that in time, I probably could have gone that way. I want to do this sideways. The combo will be so much better that way. Didn't realize I had this many hearts in the puzzle again. And there goes my platform. Oh boy, I can't believe I managed to catch that. Yeah, have some farewell bombs.
Pro strats.
Yeah, now I'm really wondering what was on that upper platform. There was undoubtedly something. I just wasted some hearts without even realizing it. Boy, this is just the auto-scroller. You just kind of stick with this platform the whole way.
If we got any donations, now would be a good time to read them.
Good time.
Just stick the weight thing back on the screen. Here's a transparent version of that. I am very lucky that that decided to get killed right at the second I was about to get hit. Ah.
Yeah, sorry, I was actually like reading the game facts boards for some of these. I was trying to find like, is there any difference between the old and young one? General consensus seems no, there is no difference. Though someone said when you're old, you can't fire projectiles as fast. I don't know if that's true or not.
Not about to find out.
I don't think it'd make much of a difference. It's funny how a lot of the topics, though, were talking about the difficulty of this game.
I think that meant when you, the player, are old, you can't move your fingers fast enough to fire them as fast.
Yeah, it's the other thing. It's like, you know, when I get around to doing a PHP, it's like, I'm probably not very good at mashing the A button for running away.
That's what Simplifier is for. And that is all that Simplifier... Well, that and getting an extra hit on power bouts. Well, apparently I took an alternate path. I don't even know where I was supposed to be going. Just gonna keep on going this way. Well, maybe that was just on the normal path. There are way too many enemies in this puzzle.
I'm sure you'll be saying that later in the game, though. Just in general.
I really wish that, like, a TAS of this game had taken off. Like, I saw some demos way back when, but, like, you gotta think the momentum boosting and the, like, setting up your puzzle on the bottom so that, like, it solves itself for anything like that. Like, minimal switches between the screens. Has to be, like, really cool. And
Yeah,
you
let's
can,
get a task bot on this.
Yeah, these guys definitely also take quite a bit extra damage if you hit them on the hat instead of directly above the hat, where nothing exists.
Good old hitboxes.
I didn't realize I wasn't young. Whoops. That's how one dies of HP loss. See? Damage boost. Totally intentional.
Don't forget to get more hearts if you lack confidence.
The game is giving them to me as you speak. That's almost worrisome.
Boss, maybe?
Oh, probably.
It's usually what a video game generosity leads to. Or it's just a tough section, who knows?
I don't want to waste this heart. Just in case. You have a letter.
It's a pink letter.
This thing goes on forever. Alright, maybe there's nothing. Now, there's gotta be a mid-boss. Ah, there we go. Oh, that's about to be an attack. Hopefully I can dodge that. Oh, there's a wall for exactly such a thing. I'll deal with... Oh, right. I have robot power. Not the opportune time to use that, given that I'm going to take a ton of robot damage right when I start. For standing right in this beam.
Why does that make me laugh? I'm going to take robot damage, as opposed to regular damage.
Why is the audio? It sounds very, very distorted. Like, more so than usual. Oh, that did a depressingly small amount of robot damage. Also, wow, I drained half of his health. I feel like they overestimated the difficulty of that first phase. So this is a larger arena than I would have thought. Okay, that's gonna be damage. The non-robot persuasion. Oh, I see. Make me wall kick above it. They really don't want you anywhere near the boss.
I mean, that is the idea of a boss fight.
Yep. Oh, I have like no super. Let's not take any more damage that way if we can help it. As we were seeing, this is trivially easy. Let's take the safety heart. Wow, I still have no super meter whatsoever. That was very bad aim.
I was gonna say it might be better to jump over the gears when they're close together instead of trying to thread between them.
Alright. I'm just gonna die to any hit now. I'm not even that close to a bar. I probably got enough blocks to get there. Maybe I should invest in the super meter from blocks ability, whatever that is. I remember seeing that ability. Oh, sure, leave me just shy.
I saw exactly what happened there.
It's cool. We'll finish the level without being young Hatsworth at 1 HP and like 90% of my super bar.
And then an enemy drops right in front of the chest.
Who needs 5 health? This is a ridiculous amount of gold. I could buy an extra silver heart if I thought that were more useful. I think I'll still go for the normal heart. It was interestingly meant to be like a different tune for this shop. If I had it queued up, I would play it on stream. Maybe I'll do it in the future.
Like what, different tune for like each world?
No, just this shop is supposed to have its own little music. It's like an 8-bit little
it does.
thing. Yeah, I haven't bought that at all. And it's fairly expensive too. I'll probably buy that next, at least the first stage of it. Problem is it doesn't get you extra super meter from regular, like, non-enemy blocks until pretty late.
There's a catch.
Like, it's just the way breakpoints work. Because normally they do 2 units. If you get all the upgrades, it does 3. Which is pretty substantial. A change. But that's just how integers work, sadly. There's nothing in between. Boy, this is an unnecessarily, like, annoying set of enemies to put right at the beginning of a level.
I'd say it's a good place to use your bombs, but a little late for that now.
Any particular reason that decided to miss everything? Did they just drop those in front of the screen? I'll take this totally not hidden secret here.
Well, that was very obvious.
I was about to go and jump on those platforms, but that was kind of hard to miss. Ah. Ah.
You know, I like how in like the bonus like coin areas in Mario Odyssey, there's like, oh, there's still a moon here, by the way, that you have to find.
It just gave me a zillion, little gems right when I got out of the area too. That must have been super secret, apparently. Reminds me of the hidden. I don't even remember what power it was, but in Nutty Noon Stage 1 in Return to Dreamland, there's a similar sort of thing where there's a hill right at the beginning of the stage where you can choose to... Really, that puts me back at the beginning of the level where I have to deal with this nonsense again? Alrighty.
Jeez. Where you just damage boost or whatever.
Now that was the smart thing to do, what I did there. I could have followed it up with another smart thing instead of whatever I just did. I need to make more use of that ranged attack. That was intentional damage. I was just curious how much it would do. Because I figured I was pretty close to a full bar.
Pretty standard damage fare.
Yeah.
I'm just going to assume most things deal like a hard if they're not like a big enemy.
At this point of the game, that's probably a fair assumption. Like another, like next world, probably a heart and a half.
Oh, did the same enemies just start dealing more damage later in the game?
There's like palette swapped versions, and there's just new enemies that do more damage.
It's like a weird thing that Castlevania 3 did, where it's like, later in the game, the same enemy that you saw at the beginning in the game now just deals more damage for no reason.
Yeah, it's not
and
like...
that was only in the American version for some reason.
Not like Mario RPGs have ever done that, Goomba's Partners in Time. I mean, what? Bob-ombs. Oh, sorry, lethal Bob-ombs from Shroob Castle. That are exactly the same, except the name lethal.
It's pretty... To be fair, a lot of RPGs do that.
I think that... Like, they just start flashing immediately. Graphically, otherwise they're the same. Yes, we're taking the long way around! And I still missed. Sigh. We'll get this eventually. There we go. Oh, extra life. I was hoping for some gems after all that.
I see we're in Rainbow Cruise now.
Yep. Apparently this handsome fellow is also a sky pirate of sorts. I feel like this was the game that introduced me to that whole trope. Not that it's at all unique to it.
It certainly is specific.
Disappointing amount of damage. Eventually we'll make it out of this first screen. This is where
I can imagine you'll be saying that a lot in the later levels.
This is where you're meant to fight these guys for the first time, not in that secret area. But we're now nearly at the level of difficulty. Well, not really. The platforming in that level is some of the hardest in the game. The enemies aren't the problem so much.
I don't think anything is going to change or help with those precise wall jumps you have to do there.
Yeah, even if you do have the bombs to make getting back there less painful the first time before you die.
You still have spikes that deal
Actually,
2 hearts.
I think you can still get the drops that change your projectiles, so long as you've seen them in the first level they appear. At least you have a chance of having bombs for that silly wall section with all the clinging things I don't know the names of.
Is that the only place we've seen those enemies so far?
They were around in a couple levels before that. They just weren't nearly as dangerous because there weren't spikes and wall jumps around
they
them.
were way more trivial before then.
They were in, like, boxed-in arenas. Yep, that's about to be damage. Gotta get 199 combo per level.
I don't think you've been like in an enemy room where you didn't get a 99 combo.
I got out of it no reward because my super meter was already full. That was unnecessary damage. I was just trying to save time by not jumping up there.
How do those guys do damage? Because I thought I've seen you just like walk through them sometimes.
No. They just have slightly forgiving hitboxes, like any good 2D game. Ever seen the hitboxes from Super Mario Brothers?
The first one?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Piranha plants have like literally 2 pixels at their feet.
Right. That's all you had to say was piranha plants. Now I know what you're saying.
Whoop! Well.
I remember Joel was saying that's what he didn't like about the All-Stars version.
Oh yeah, they changed it specifically for piranha plants. Like, most of the rest are the same. It's like just piranha plants that don't have the silly, like, non-existent... Hello. Cannon. You're new. I think I can flip your direction. Repeatedly.
Is it weird that I think of Sonic Heroes when I hear the word cannon?
I know why.
Is it not canon?
No, it's canon. There's just a lot of cannons in that game where you have to use your different formations for. It's a fun game though. It's one of my favorite 3D games.
Yeah, I've actually done. Yeah, no.
I have the timer maxed out on my save file.
Jesus.
These things are really obnoxious.
I played that game quite a bit.
When I hear cannon, I think of one particular boss.
Love how the enemies can set off the cannons.
Oh yeah.
And even kill them for me. Thank you.
That's fun.
Can I get this to
do damage? You were talking about the robot storm boss with Team Chaotix, maybe? Where you have to use the cannon?
No. I'm talking about the egg albatross.
Oh, all the cannons you gotta destroy on those things.
Yeah, Eggman's opening line. Ready, all cannons.
Open fire! Oh, it's so quotable, I love it.
Yep. Yeah, that was totally avoidable. This is very much reminding me of Kirby's Adventure for no particular reason. A combination of the ship level and the sky level that looks very much like this.
Reminds me of the last level in Sonic 1, but specifically the Master System version.
Somewhere in this level you have to drop down to a secret path.
This is that level, okay.
I haven't seen a place that looks exactly like it yet, but I feel like I may just not find it, so I may just have to look it up and see which screen it's in.
It's like, I could look it up, but it's like, the results wouldn't mean much to me, since I haven't played the level. What like... How would you number this level? 2- what?
2-4.
2-4, okay.
I think. Maybe it's 2-5, I don't remember. It's a very long level, whatever it is. No, it's 2-4, because that's the one with the secret in it. And I don't remember beating the one with the secret in it yet. So it's just a very long level. I remember this screen in particular taking a zillion tries when I first played the game, so I'm hoping it's not as hard as that. I don't think it is. It may just be a tough enemy gauntlet that I didn't know how to deal with at the time. Because I doubt it's platforming. There's an entire ship at the bottom of the screen. Where am I supposed to fall? This looks like a thing.
Yeah, there's some results of videos for the secret in 2.4, but it's like it's 13 minutes long where I don't know where the secret is.
Sort of some over-the-top warp zone-y stuff. That's where they should have put it.
You know, out of curiosity, who are your mains in Smash?
For me so far, it's Inkling in Simon.
If
And
not-
a bit of Sonic, because I played him in 4.
This looks like the place.
I don't know if I can call them.
Yeah, this is the place. Yeah, that was not very well marked.
Yeah, I'm very glad you somehow remembered that.
Somehow, yes, I somehow remembered that.
Then there's there's those secrets in games that are so well hidden that that's how you remember them.
Can somebody say, Valley of Bowser 2?
It's like I can't picture in the top of my head, but I think I know what you're talking about.
The one where you have to go over the top at the end?
Oh, that one.
And you would only know that if you waited for the layer 2 thing to catch up to you? Do I have to kill all the enemies to make this open? It appears so. This is an obnoxious wall kick. Which means that can't be the way I'm meant to get up there.
Yeah, it's that looks way too Mega Man X.
I know. Oh, never mind. That's how I get through there. The very obvious switch. Look at these secret chests have nothing in them.
So when I looked up the 2-4 secret, it's the only comment on the video was what's the point of that lever? So I just sort of assumed that lever didn't do anything.
Did he
But
hit
no,
it off
very
screen
much
or
does.
something?
I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at that.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have bothered with that super meter thing, because again, it only really makes a big difference if you have all 3. Maybe I should save my gems until I have enough to buy all 3 at once.
You could just get them gradually. It's probably fine.
That's
Speaking
1,200
of
gems
auto-scroller.
I could be spending on anything. I know, right?
Now it is
Hello!
This is definitely a Skyworld if it has an auto-scroller.
Did not see the lack of a platform there. Walked right through it. I nearly died immediately again.
What is it with Skyworlds and auto-scrollers?
It's been a thing since Mario Brothers 3, I think.
Also makes me think of the Yoshi's Island level Welcome to Cloudland.
Sounds vaguely like you asked for this.
Yeah.
They're like, welcome to Cloudland. This is just how it works.
Yeah. Or in the last world, there's a super long auto-scroller level, and
Dang it.
the name for the level is the really long cave. That's
Ugh.
literally its name.
Was that the first game? I thought it was DS.
No, it's in Yoshi's Island, but DS also has a level like that, so... In DS, it's called The Cave That Never Ends, and it's a long auto-scroller.
I really need to turn the opposite way, so I damage boost forwards. The difficulty is entirely in the enemy placements here.
Is that a thing? Because it's some games, it seems like the knockback is programmed to just automatically send you into the nearest pit, no matter which way you're facing.
That time I just missed all of my jump timings. Well, I've already lost more lives here than every other level combined before this. We're off to a roaring start. You're really meant to get that, immediately, aren't you? Nah. I don't think facing direction makes any difference. I think it's just where you are in respect to the enemy.
Yeah.
There we go. Except I got past this already, I'm pretty sure. Hello, it did not take my sword input there. There we go. Those mid-air swipes are so hard to time. Good night, I almost missed that jump. Oh, these are platforms. I didn't even realize. Because one of them didn't fall.
Either. They don't look like the other ones.
They do. Just out of context. I wasn't expecting them.
Oh god, this level looks like a nightmare if you just keep dying in it. Auto-scrollers without checkpoints aren't always the most fun things.
I keep missing my jump timings on these things, and that's not a good thing to do when I'm beset by enemies on either side.
Now this is what I'd call a difficulty spike.
I mean, to be fair, this is purely optional. Your
Oh,
reward
this is
for
the
accidentally failing at a level by falling into a very obvious and hard to fall into pit is ridiculous auto-scroller. I did not time that right. I am gonna die just because I'm not gonna have but one try to do this at this point. I will get this eventually. Fortunately, I don't believe you get any abilities that would make this any easier to deal with.
Yeah.
There's like a
This
homing
isn't-
boomerang item, but you don't get that until the next world.
If you ever play Mega Man 11, there's power-ups you can buy which would automatically save you if you fall in a pit.
Yeah. Modern game conveniences.
Well, they've had that since Mega Man 7.
I mean, if you count Rush. Not quite the same thing, but they've probably had it even longer. How am I missing these easy jumps?
To be fair, it kind of looks like on those platforms, the very left and right, like, most part of the platform doesn't have a hitbox.
I'm jumping the gun, man. I have to lure him off the platform and jump over him. That's like the only way you can get past these reasonably.
Man, this looks difficult.
I think this might be one of the hardest auto-scrollers, just because I think, if memory serves,
Is it the only auto-scroller?
it's the only vertical one. So at least in the others, you're not immediately in danger of dying if you miss a single jump. I think I've already burned through, what, a third of my lives?
Jesus.
Welcome to Icicle Mountain for Melee.
At least then you had multiple jumps. It's like how trivial so many of the bosses in World of Light became once I got the extra mid-art jump.
Yeah.
It's like, let me just
I mean,
jump
they're-
over
they're-
everything.
They're super fun, but I was like, man, I felt like the bosses in Brawl were way harder.
I don't think that's true.
Eh.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean-
Maybe it's just the benefit of... Really?
Like, you know that challenge where they want you to do the final level without losing a stock?
Well, I haven't done that yet, so I don't know how difficult that is.
Well,
I did that in my first World of Light run.
Well, first I cheesed it with Olimar.
Yeah,
and then I
that's my thought. It's like, I bet I can do it as Olimar first try.
which made it really easy, but then I did the challenge where they want you to do it the first part with Ganon without losing a stock, but then I did the whole level without losing a stock with Ganon. I was like, huh, that was easier than I thought it'd be.
I did the don't die throughout the stage with K. Rool.
But it's like, maybe that's more that
kinda-
Ganon just deals such raw damage, especially with spirits. Maybe that's what made it easy, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like
metal.
where you have to do the 5.0 without continues as Snake. I did it first. First, I did it at 2.0, just to guarantee I'd finish at over 5.0, and then I did it just out of curiosity to see what I'd get, and got a 9.9.
Oh, wow. I did it with King DDD entirely by accident.
Yeah, you said he was easy. No. DDD and I do not gel. Okay, I think we're past the hard stuff.
It was more I just had a really clean run of Master and Crazy Hand.
How did I miss that? How did I miss all of those enemies? Let's heal up while we have the chance. Oh, you know, I've had all these extra lives in the puzzle that I've never actually gotten because I kept forgetting to match them. I'm gonna save that lightning bolt. Just in case I have another annoying
Hey, has this
jump.
level been, like, feeding you lives? I wasn't paying attention.
It's been feeding me a single life.
Oh, it's that kind of game design, I see.
I mean, if it's early enough in the level, it doesn't matter.
You know, can I also say that...
Gee, thanks for the gems you threw in the pit.
To put Luigi so late in the game in World of Light.
Yeah, and they didn't. This is kind of spoilery, but like not really. They didn't put him in. They didn't put Luigi in the Castlevania area.
Yeah, even though
like there's a thing that you have.
Dracula.
There's a thing you have to do in there. It's like this is prime unlocking Luigi condition. And no, you get like Richter or something, which I'm sure. I guess he makes sense.
Well, yeah. Considering that they based Dracula off the game Richter's from.
Yeah. They stick Luigi in like the second most forgettable place on the map.
Isn't he in the Void area?
Yeah.
I forget.
I think so.
My god. I remember when I was like doing that map, I was in a call with my friend, and eventually I was just like, is this area ever going to end?
No, I know, right? That's like the most fillery thing. It's like, oh my goodness. Just repeatedly throw me into 5 fights.
It was like 3 AM. I was like, I'll just clear one more area in World of Light, and it was the Void.
Yeah. And
I didn't actually finish it that night.
Top it off, that was the area with the one boss I was spoiled on.
Yeah. Thanks, Prosofia Gaming Channel.
No, thanks for me watching Fat Guy like an idiot.
Oh. Okay.
He played
That's
classic.
Totally different.
He played classic mode.
Well, to be fair,
classic mode is the ultimate way to spoil yourself on a good chunk of World of Light content.
You fight Marks with Inkling for some reason. Which is like the most random boss for that character.
I'm gonna have to add a note to this video. Don't watch this if you haven't beaten World of Light already. / played classic mode.
Pretty much everyone I know has played it that far, so...
I mean, Marks is pretty far in.
Oh,
especially if you take the top path third.
I mean, he was one of the first things Vinny encountered in Smash because he did Classic with Kirby.
Yeah.
Hey, have you guys played Superstar? It's not a spoiler.
I know, right? The boss is like literally 90% that. Everyone's like saying he's so hard. It's like, I know what all of these attacks are already.
I know.
He's the easiest boss in the game. Easier than the hands.
Gosh, what would be the easiest for me?
It has to be them. It has to be Marks.
Not Giga Bowser?
Oh, well, is he even really a boss?
I know, right?
Yeah,
I'm like, is he just going to do these same 3 attacks, really?
Yep.
He doesn't even jump.
Play as Lucas, insta-win. Gallium can catch you off guard if you haven't already played Brawl, I imagine.
I thought he was harder.
I have played Brawl, so it wasn't an issue.
He doesn't have those insta-kill. Well, not insta-kill, but...
Yeah, he does about a third of the knockback on everything.
Yeah, right? Like even on hard
mode.
That's what caught me off guard. That's what caught me off guard in Ultimate was that I was like, wait, these bosses don't have a lot of knockback.
They do damage like crazy, but no knockback.
I also thought Ganon was really easy, but then I realized it's more character dependent.
Yeah, it's very dependent on the character.
I'm like, can they jump well? If not, okay, he's kind of hard then.
Dracula's pretty character dependent as well,
You
in
know,
my experience.
funny thing about Ganon, I actually completely forgot that the tail was his weakness, and I was like,
It's like, I hope you played
not
Ocarina of
damaged?
Time.
I mean, it is glowing and green, to be fair. Both glowing and green. And if Kirby 64 has taught you anything, it's that green, stubby weak points are weak points.
It was like that in Ocarina of Time, so... It's faithful to the game. Very faithful. Except in Ocarina of Time, you could roll between his legs to get behind him, and I was kind of hoping you could do that in Ultimate.
You still can, depending on the attack he does.
Yeah, kind of strange.
Yeah, it's kind of fickle depending on who you're playing as. Well, that's one way to get to that platform. Now I'm gonna lose out on all the gems on the bottom.
It takes like 2 rolls or something.
Alright, are we back to the cannon area? The first cannon area? That was nearly a death, for no reason at all.
No, you would have just fallen in the sacred area.
They just all go there.
If you fall down there, would you have to do the level again?
I would... I think there's an actual pit you can fall in. Just like the Lost levels, backwards warp zones. They give you an out. It's like, go back to World 1 or kill yourself.
There's this like section in like Mega Man X5 where you're trying to get like an upgrade. It's this really like obnoxious puzzle with one of the weapons, and if you run out of ammo, they specifically put like a pair of spikes just so you could kill yourself and try again.
Oh, god damn it.
Alright, we're making progress. It is unfortunate when they put secrets this close to the end of levels. Boy, you can just sort of skip all these cannons here. It's not even that difficult.
To me, I'm just thinking of like any like halberd stage in Kirby games.
Yeah, 'tis fair.
You know, I like how there's a whole arc in Superstar where you need to take down the halberd, and then in Squeak Squad it's just like, we just leave it flying around.
Oh, hello, when did I pick up the bomb power-up? Yeah, the whole canon of that whole Revenge of Midnight thing is really bizarre. It's like the one time in the entire series he's kind of villainous. Was
he introduced in that game? I forget.
He was introduced in Adventure as a boss, but he's explicitly helping you through a lot of the game, and like DDD's not the bad guy in that game.
Yeah, that's the one where he's like trying to keep the Star Rod from Kirby, right? Well, not specifically him, but
just trying to keep it split and didn't know the repercussions of having it being gone in the first place. There was an entire top path to this. Can't have been too important. We've already been to the secret area.
Or is it just for show?
I'd imagine it probably leads to such and such blue chest. Dang it! Didn't even see that.
I had a clip from the Kirby Right Back at Ya anime in my suggestions the other day.
Well, now you'll have tons more.
Yeah, I know, right?
Due to the reanimated thing.
was like from the actual episode where they finally like fight and meet Nightmare. But I'm like, why are they calling him NME? He has a name.
I don't know.
I thought NME was like just a front they were using. Like, I don't think they ever once actually call him Nightmare.
Even though, like, presumably he's the namesake of Nightmare Enterprises.
Nah, he's clearly just NME.
He is the corporation. How did I manage to not kill that guy with that, thunder power up? Also, why are all my blocks stacked on either side of the stage?
You know, I remember a while ago, me and a friend did the Isabel assist trophy glitch in Smash. And I don't remember if we got like a bunch of nightmares cloned. Just keep like the screen perpetually dark.
Can I please have my normal projectile back? It's nice that those thunder things just stun the guys that shoot the spears.
Those big guys look kind of tough to deal with when you have other enemies around you.
Yeah, they become much more meanly placed. Thus far, we've only seen them in these little like ambush things, but they definitely
The beat 'em up rooms.
yeah. I mean, most of them are introduced that way, and then become much harder once they're put in the right place.
Alright, now that we've done the average color splash level.
Yeah. I mean, these get long, like, even without having to play them twice. Like,
Yeah.
by the end, they're very long levels. Like, the last few, probably close to 20-30 minutes. Maybe not so. I mean, maybe if you're rushing and not comboing everything to 99. Which, again, I will cut down on. Especially once I like how you can like, kill these things with your sword. I wouldn't have guessed that.
It's like how in Sonic Unleashed, they just went all out for the
that's not
final level
solid.
in that game.
Up.
Yeah, don't blame me for thinking it was.
I feel like things like that were solid in 1-3.
What is it again? Is it 5 levels for each world?
It's 5 per world, plus a boss,
And then the boss.
plus 2 secrets. We'll have
It's
to
always
backtrack for some secrets once we have more abilities. I probably won't do one world a stream, like I'll probably have to do at least one more than that, just because otherwise the next stream is going to be pretty long.
Yeah, it was like, the way you're making out is like, is it gonna be like 2 streams for the last world or something?
I don't know if specifically the last one. Maybe. We'll see. There aren't going to be too many levels that I take so many deaths as the last one, I imagine, but the secret. But at the same time, that was also a very short level. And most of the secret ones are. They're just difficult.
Yeah, it's like the Yoshi's Island secret levels.
Yeah, or the Yoshi's Woolly World ones. Yeah, having watched Chugga Conroy play through that, I'm not sure it would be the best game to stream, just because, like, there would probably be a lot of backtracking if I wanted to do it 100%.
Ugh, look, 100%ing that game looked obnoxious. I'm like, does this game have to have so many invisible walls? Like, really?
Yeah, I hated that about
Yeah.
the Yoshi
I mean,
series, and I hate that they brought it to the new Super series, because inevitably there's one secret in each of those, like, new Super Mario Brothers games that's like a hidden wall somewhere you don't expect and you take forever to find.
I swear that wasn't hardly a thing in the first Yoshi's Island game.
I mean, there are whole levels made out of invisible walls.
Yes, but that's how you know, because that is the level gimmick of invisible walls.
gain some of those lives back we lost. I'm not even sure I've made a net profit. I probably have, because I think I started
I
the
forget
stream
how
at
many
14.
you had when you started at one level. I think it was like 31 or something.
It was definitely in the upper 20s, at least, when I started that level. Yeah, there's one secret I remember being, like, obnoxious as heck to find in a New Super Mario Bros. U, where you have to, like, duck, like, there's, like, this big, like, Easter Island head thing that you have to go behind. There's, like, a hole that's
I know what you're talking about.
1 block tall. And you have to
Yeah, I think I
run
know what you're
backwards into it while sliding. Like, you are guaranteed to have just hit a, power-up, and there's, like, basically nothing in between them. So, like, the game does everything in its power to make you not able to find that secret.
Yeah.
Dang it, I hate it when I let these things get on the top screen. Especially the skulls. I seem to remember them being annoying.
Then the other thing about Woolly World that I noticed is, like, there's a lot of invisible clouds in these levels, too. Like, those were a thing in the first Yoshi's Island, but I don't remember a lot of them having, like, flowers and stuff in them.
Just red coins. No. Those
Red
weren't
coins
annoying
that
to catch.
possibly
Do it
despawn.
all.
Hey, just be glad you're not playing the GBA version.
Where you couldn't actually tell the difference if they were out in the open.
Which was, like, how I played the game when I was a kid.
We're taking
then again, as a
advantage
kid,
of
I didn't
hardware
care about 100%.
limitations. The people that were developing the game just had really poor color
We
eyesight.
just want you to use the magnifying power up more. I think the GBA version had, like, extra bonus levels.
I just kind of wonder there's going to be a lot of wall kicking around these guys shooting spears later in the game. I don't remember that specifically being a thing, but it's gotta be. Come on. Ah, I beat you to your low sweep.
Did you lower his speed, too?
I mean, he was floating pretty slowly through the air. Dang it. I don't know if I'll have quite enough gems left. I probably won't to get the next silver heart before the boss. But I don't recall the boss being that difficult.
How much did that thing cost again?
5,500. Oh yeah, no, I definitely won't have enough. When I said that, I thought it was 47.50. That was what I paid for the red heart.
It's like, was that the one I saw that was like 625?
Now that's the third melee master power up, which is useful. Wow, that was a mean place to put that guy. Just let him get blasted by the cannon. I thought that guy was gonna hit the cannon with this fireball.
I think their intent was like, that guy would drop on you and be like, oh shoot.
No, I think I want a bomb just to show off. I realize I've never actually done the super attack. Did I hit a switch somewhere? I must have. Is this like an enemy-powered switch? Kill all the enemies of X type to get through the
That's
thing.
what we do best, an NME.
This is why you don't get the puzzle get this high. Then you just have to solve a bunch of stuff and get it down to a reasonable level when all the enemies are at the top. Ah, dang it. I do that too much. Not really sure what the game plan is here. Stuff I need to be doing at the bottom. How many times can I miss? These just gonna fire at each other.
It's like something from a Looney Tunes skit.
Yep. Just keeps on going. Like, I must say, like, these are probably some of my least favorite levels in the game. Because, like, it's not particularly difficult, but there's just, like, a lot of noise. A lot of things going on.
It just kind of comes fillery. Oh, so it's like the Dream Team world of the game, I see.
It is followed up by the best, like, boss theme in the game, which we will get to briefly, shortly, and quickly.
Well, it is World 2, and for some reason World 2 is usually the least fun one.
This is true. It's objectively true that you can skip the first
Yeah,
two
right.
worlds of any platformer and not miss anything of note.
Unless it's Sonic 2, because then you'll miss Chemical Plant.
Or Mario World, and then you'll miss the short path to the Star World, which is objectively the most fun part of the game.
You know, I wonder how many people were surprised when they first did, like, the secret ghost house in World 2 there, and they're like, wait, there's a boss here?
Oh yeah, I didn't know about that. Like, back when I played
Yeah.
the GBA version back in the day, that was one of the last Star World entrances I found. Just because...
Like, I wonder how many people were surprised, like, wait, there's a boss in this ghost house?
But yeah, I imagine, especially in the original, because you didn't have an indication at all that there was a secret exit there. It's also funny how, like, fortresses as a level type, how many of those are actually like, I think only the chocolate one is on the main path. All
Yeah,
the
there
rest
is.
are secret.
Any of, like, what, the Resner castles, you
Yeah.
mean?
I want the bomb! Yeah, that's the secret bomb technique. It is quite strong. But it also takes a ridiculous amount of meter. You can sort of just...
What is that, basically a Super Metroid Power Bomb?
It's a large area of effect that hits multiple times, and you can kind of juggle with it if you have, like, a full power meter. You can juggle with your sword, so why bother? I'm gonna farm a little bit, so long as there's nothing that can instantly kill me. Because...
Yeah, it would suck if you're, like, juggling a bunch of enemies and then a big tough guy shows up and ruins your day.
that was a nice flowing combo there.
They're, like, perfectly in sync.
I'm gonna get hit by that when I land. And I don't have anything to match! At least that I saw at the moment. Yeah, I knew I was gonna get hit. Dang it, I was about to robot! When I went and lost my, my young powers. And then gained them right back! I didn't even do anything! The puzzle's solving itself! Just running out of places to put the enemies, so it's just gonna drop them and make rows of 3 for me. Especially if all you get are skull enemies. It's got nothing, like there's nowhere it can put it that doesn't make a line of 3. Let me get that hat while I'm at it. I'm just gonna awkwardly sit here and do the puzzle moves again. Yeah, not quite 5,500, sadly. If I hadn't spent that 1,200, I would be there.
Still, you got like 1,500 gems in that level alone, I think.
Yeah, they kind of throw them at you. What do we got here? Let's get
Or it's more
Specialist
just
2.
the levels are so long that you'll get a lot of gems.
Are any of these useful? Puzzle longer, puzzle longer. Yeah, it's like P-meter. When have I ever gotten anywhere near close to getting kicked out of the puzzle? Like it's never happened. I should probably get that items aplenty, because there have been multiple times where more of those lightning bolts to just stun everything would be useful. No, this
or the hourglasses maybe.
This background tune is infamous for how good it is. Or at least it was at one point. Oh no. Audio, please don't be this way. Okay, that sounds better.
This guy also makes me think of Gaston from Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. So yeah, we have some nice opera music where he's singing random musical terms. It's amazing. I guess.
Did you ever watch the Mario plus Rabbids game? Like anything about that?
I have never played that game though.
Oh, the
I haven't watched
opera boss.
I haven't watched a complete playthrough, but I did watch Wanderbots LP a little bit of that. But then I stopped. We were just interested.
Have you not seen the Phantom of the Opera thing from that game?
I remember seeing the trailer for that. That's all I can tell you.
Oh man, if you haven't seen it, I'd have to link it. I've seen the full playthrough that Vinny did way back.
Dang it, I just missed. You can definitely combo this guy forever if you get him right. This is like the one boss you can actually juggle.
Yeah, because he's not like a big giant robot machine.
I mean, that was a pretty long combo there. Maybe I'll like actually let him live a bit so we can see some of the attacks. First, let's... And there's like a whole intro to this too, and that's only on the album version, interestingly. Hello. Let's see. Here's the first instance of like really messing with the puzzle. You have to fight a bunch of enemies, and that anchor just sort of quickly moves the puzzle up if you let it sit there.
Huh, interesting.
Yep.
Looks fairly hectic, though. Though I can imagine you could just easily beat him before he ever does that.
Especially if you... Does roses do anything on the puzzle? I don't think so. I didn't even... See? That enemy got out and I didn't even notice it because he pulled it so fast. Dang it, wrong button. That's probably death as soon as I get this to full power.
The bosses in this game do look really fun.
Huh, nice rig, nerd.
So what's this thing do?
This lets you breathe underwater, and since we're still at sub 2 hours, I might do the first secret that I missed before.
So you need this pipe for a secret?
Yeah, for a couple of secrets, actually.
So wait, you can drown in this game? If you don't have that?
Yeah.
Huh. There wasn't ever like a situation where like it looked like you'd be able to drown.
Atlantia.
It's that upgrade that everybody missed when they played Sonic Adventure 2 the first time.
Alright, we got a robot power. What does this do? Long-range missiles. And an uppercut. Objectively the best move in any moveset.
Well, as long as it deals multiple hits.
Unless you're playing Smash Bros. Ultimate, where they just nerf the heck out of every up tilt. Poor Pac-Man, man.
Pac-Man, man.
Have you seen the nonsense that is his ultimate up tilt?
I don't think I've ever played much Pac-Man.
He just punches in the air, covers about like a 3-centimeter range, and cannot possibly hit anyone in front of him.
I mean, Mega Man has that too.
They have to be literally directly above him.
Yeah, save for Mega Man's up tilt. It's really satisfying to hit though, but you'll probably never use it.
At least that one does damage. And
yeah, I mean, it's a very killing move.
It's meant to be for the power.
A lot of killing power.
You were not meant to have this power here. Also, wow, all these extra lives. This is clearly where one grinds. Can I even hit
the last
that?
time I've ever grinded lives in a game.
I can't even hit that! Game, please give me the right power. Don't make me turn into a robot just to hit this thing. Okay, it hits it, but only barely. Gee whiz.
I guess they didn't think that far ahead.
I don't think that one's gonna reach. Alright, robot time it is. Gee whiz, game. I hope I've got the right level. I have yet to see anything water-esque. Alright, I think they're done with the tutorial buttons. Yeah, we're coming up on water now, if I remember correctly. Maybe the beginning of the next screen.
Probably not as fun a new ability as wall jumps, but hey.
Yeah, just kind of necessary more than anything.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe fall in the one that doesn't have spikes at the bottom. Oh, they were smart enough to know you couldn't possibly do this one. I also didn't have enough super meter.
This is probably why I imagine most Kirby games can't ever assume that you'd have a specific power-up in a level.
Bet you could do this without the pipe, but you would need a lot of hearts to get through this, because you just take steady damage.
That's one of those. Does that mean the third world's gonna be a water world?
It is called Atlantia.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Might hint at things.
Oh man, the third world's the beach world. This is New Super Mario Brothers.
Sadly, yeah, I don't know if you could make it through all of this. Maybe if you had a zillion hearts and a robot suit. Which, I mean, to be fair, I do. I probably could have made this. Provided they didn't stop to pick the gems. We'll never know now, will we? This is a lot of extra gems. Followed by a chest that has none. Oh.
Is there ever going to be a point where the treasure chests are enemies?
Don't believe so. Unlike every other game to exist.
Yeah, no. Every other game that exists that has treasure chests.
We got a color swap right off the bat.
Except Zelda, oddly enough. I don't think that series ever had a treasure chest enemy.
Well, that doesn't kill in one hit anymore. Because he's red. How did that miss? I'll take it, but how did that miss? These are very forgiving hitboxes.
Maybe when you're in your, like, animation there, your hitbox comes smaller.
Look at this. This is totally the frame rate this game was meant to run at. The free 76-hit combo. This is a much easier secret than the other two thus far.
Well, this is what?
Maybe this is the first one you're meant to find. Maybe they count on you being curious about it if you've noticed that bottomless pit of water the first time through the level. Like, because frankly, I didn't even notice it the first time through. I remember there being a secret, but I couldn't have told you where it was. Okay, there's nothing at the bottom of these, so why bother with it? Oh. Technical difficulties. Discord decided to Discord. Hopefully, Discord will decide to not Discord briefly. I'm gonna try to restart Discord. If it doesn't reboot on me, I'll probably just finish the level and call it a stream. Okay, now it's working.
Okay.
Oh wow, it just automatically threw me back in, too.
Well then.
I love this wait screen. This is now just gonna be a
Yeah,
thing.
no, just wait.
This is the best intermission screen. That is not the button I meant to press. Well, we are now a robot.
Either that or like the sorry nothing screen from that like bootleg Mario game.
I'm not aware of this.
There's like this bootleg Mario game called Superboy, and whenever you beat a castle, instead of the usual like Toad message, it just says sorry nothing.
Sounds about right. Okay, let's save the robot for when it's needed. Gosh, the frame rate. And this is not my emulator. I mean, totally legit overclocked D. No, not gonna steal a Vinny joke here.
Let me just use my mouse and keyboard that I have hooked up to my Nintendo DS system.
I like how those platforms decided to, like, stall.
Left. I didn't even know they could do that.
Only those two. Okay, this is way too many enemies. Game, please stop for your own sake. I'll clean up some of these gems. This is ridiculous. I really want to up-A this whole group.
This is actually like very amusing though.
That is way fewer gems than I would have gotten if I'd done the proper combo, but okay, wow. This would be where the robot would be nice. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it. I just kind of burned all of my super energy. We're getting there. Try to avoid damage, we say, as we take damage. Ugh. Thankfully, these give you a lot of super meter, because the enemy blocks tend to do so.
I can tell they really like to ramp up the difficulty in these secret areas.
This is still nothing compared to the other two.
Yeah, true. But it's clearly a step up from first level.
Well, you can't get to it until the third world.
Yeah.
This isn't, like, unusually difficult at the moment. Why did that guy... Why did I not need to take out that guy to finish that? I should have just let him live.
It's there for moral support.
Next stream we'll start off with the secret level from World 2 we didn't get, and then start World 3, I guess. This has been a fairly productive stream. I think I'll leave the gold there for me to decide what to do with next time.
Yeah, we usually got like a clear-cut pattern of what to do for each stream now. World, then secret, maybe.
Or in this case, secret, then world, then secret, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll catch up to a world per stream until it becomes totally unviable, which will probably be around World 4.
Yeah.
Anyhow, this has been a stream. I'll see you guys around. This has been JD64, yada yada yada.